For nearly a century, Real Madrid experienced what some would consider the pinnacle of success both on and off the pitch, winning championships and experiencing international notoriety. However, things began to unravel towards the end of the 20th century, and the organization lost direction due to its bad reputation, its financial status on the brink of bankruptcy, and the unhappiness of fans. In the year 2000, Florentino Perez arrived promising to bring the organization back to its roots and reviving the Galacticos policy. Even though he recruited legendary players and generated extraordinary revenue, he failed to fulfill his mission of becoming the premier club in the world. He resigned after 6 years, admitting the strategy was a failure. Down, but not defeated, Florentino Perez was re-elected as president in mid-2009, promising to deliver the missing element to success that he failed to see the first time around. Before, Real Madrid was in dire straits. Plagued by corruption, a bad reputation, financial disaster, and poor player performance, Perez was on a mission to save Real Madrid. Perez first set out to achieve a goal of transparency and to professionalize the organization across the visible structure. By recruiting a new CFO and implementing corporate governance, he was able to create financial success and attract the world's most famous players. This level of transparency created a culture of accountability, which empowered employees to act in the best interests of the club and led to reconnecting the invisible structure between management and its stakeholders. Even though his belief in the organization's missions and values led him to loan the club his personal money to avoid bankruptcy, resulting in the team's prestige and revenue growing, he failed to recognize that the fans' passion and values was the key driver to achieving alignment. He resigned after 6 years, admitting the strategy was a failure. Florentino Perez was re-elected as president in mid-2009, promising drastic change. President Perez would establish a set of missions and values to drive the organization to become the best club of the 21st century. Real Madrid's mission and values quickly became the mantra of the club, and they permeated into all aspects of the visible and invisible structure. While Perez invested in strategic capital projects, he heavily invested in human capital. Perez began by reinstating the Galacticos policy and investing equally in the community by creating and developing a talent pool of locals. This allowed the club's athletes to serve as spokespeople, instilling the missions of Real Madrid around the world. By finding inspiration in the club's mission and values and using that as motivation to formulate the organization's strategy, Real Madrid has successfully aligned its key priorities, talents and personalities, and its visible and invisible structure to continue building on its legacy for years to come.